Welcome to Gloria's Gab Live. Today I have with me Nick Silverio, one of my very favorite people. He is responsible for, saving 397 babies
Yes.
from possible death and abandonment for sure. And we've got a lot of stuff to cover today. So we're starting a little bit early. But before we start, we have to thank South Florida PBS. We've got Check Please, South Florida with Michelle Bernstein's coming up new this month, another season, and lots of good shows. Planet Earth with talking about the coral reefs, and I don't know if you've ever watched Call the Midwife and all the mysteries they have, but they have so many good things. And then they also have an allhealthtv.com channel where you can learn all kind of interesting things and get free information about different medical things, issues. So, Nick, let's talk about your journey. I know you started this organization how many years ago with no experience, no foundation background, no healthcare background.
Exactly.
And yet you learned it all and you flourish. So tell us about that story.
Well, we started 23 years ago. 23 years ago, and my wife and I were married for 32 years. Mm-hmm. We didn't have children, but we had 2 miscarriages, one on a Christmas Eve.
Oh.
And I kissed her goodbye one morning, and 2.5 hours later, I was contacted by the trauma center at Jackson that she was involved in a car accident. It ended up, it was a fatal car accident, and caused by a speeding driver. So one night, and I had an IT business at the time. Mm-hmm. And one night, all by myself in my home at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm flipping through a magazine, not paying any attention, busy fingers, and my fingers stopped on a page, and I was compelled to look. And it was about infant abandonment and an escalating crisis in the world.
Really?
And I believed at that time that was God's message to me, that that's what I should be doing for the rest of my life. So eventually I went back to the office and I told the employees, I said, I know what we're going to do in Gloria's name. They said, what? I said, we're going to save babies from being abandoned. Said, how are we going to do that? I don't know, but we'll figure it out. So using my business background and all the contacts that we had made in my business, mm-hmm. we started finding out what we needed to do in order to make that happen.
And the rest is history.
The rest is history.
Yeah.
And the very first baby that was saved was 23 years ago. And I'll share that story right now. About 6 or 7 months ago, I received a call from somebody, and they said, are you Nick Silverio? I said, yes, I am. Well, my name is Gloria. And that was the name given to the very first baby that we saved 23 years ago. So I started asking her a few questions, and then I said, so tell me what you know. And so whatever she did know was pertinent. It was true. So then I said to her, so how old are you now? She said, I'm 22. I was 22. I'll be 22 on September 14th. And that was his first Safe Haven baby.
Oh, wow.
So we had a documentary, and she came to the documentary. We invited her with her parents. And we then revealed to everybody that she was the first Safe Haven baby.
The first one. Wow. Yeah.
And she's going to the University of Miami, and she's majoring in pre-med.
Oh wow! Isn't that something?
Yeah.
That part I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm an ambassador.
Yes, you are a good one.
You hooked me a long time ago.
We're so thankful for that as well.
Yeah, well, I'm grateful too, because I so appreciate all the wonderful work you're doing, and how many lives and it's not just lives you're saving, it's the moms that whose lives you've impacted as well. So it's okay. Every time I talk about it, I start tearing up.
Yeah.
But,
I want to share one other story. About 9 Friday nights ago, okay, around 9:30 at night, received a call, and the woman was hysterically crying. Couldn't understand what she was saying. She was talking at the same time, so couldn't understand what she was saying. So I got her to calm down, and she said, I'm here at a fire station, and I want to leave my baby, and there's nobody here.
Oh.
So instead of telling her ring the doorbell or whatever, start talking about her child. And so she started to calm down even more so. And then I said to her, that this was God's plan. He wanted to make sure that there was nobody here so you could get the help that you need so you could keep your baby. And she started crying again, and she said, "You're right. God bless you all, and I believe the same thing that you just said." So I said, "Where are you going now?" So I'm going home. Call us when you get home, and Friday night, which she did. And then we called her on Saturday morning just to see how she was doing. And then on Monday, we sent her a lot of baby items.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then she sent us a testimony.
Wow.
So
that was a good one.
Yeah, her life would have been changed dramatically and never to be recovered.
Can you imagine? Yeah. So, and then you were telling me, okay, so as of yesterday, you're at 397. Tell me about that one.
A little healthy boy, was born, and the mother was young, and she couldn't keep the baby and wasn't getting any help and couldn't keep the baby. So she left the baby properly at the hospital, and the baby then will be sent for adoption very soon.
Another great story, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a lot of stuff to talk about. We have golf tournament. Oh, and you wanted to talk about the your community service?
Community service app, so important. Yeah, based on my IT background, I wanted to see what we could do to encourage the kids to volunteer.
Right.
So I thought we need to give them something. Okay, if we give them something that's beneficial to them, then they'll participate. So we created an app. And the app allows a student to do their community service hours remotely. They don't have to come to our facility. Right. They can do a video by themselves or with a group of students, or they could do a artwork. They could do artwork, or they could do a presentation. And over 1,900 students have participated, and we're continuing to grow that. We're trying to find some other particular activities that they could do that would interest them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when they do these videos, do you have some that you like highlight? What do you do with them once you get them?
Whatever we get from them, the videos, or the artwork, or the articles, we post them on our social media.
Okay.
Without their names and without their school.
Okay.
On purpose, so there's no future problems. And let me tell you, 99% of them are really award-winning.
Really?
Yeah, really. They put their heart and soul into it, and you can see that, and just wonderful. And then they say we want them to put it on their social media, and we want them to pass the word on. And
right. What a win-win.
Yeah. No, it is really.
It becomes an educational tool as well as a marketing tool and an awareness tool.
That's why we did it.
Awesome. Yeah. Very clever. Okay. And then, let's see. I know you're starting a building fund.
We are.
Because you need one.
We are. We're starting a building fund, and we're looking to raise $1 million. And so far, we have $55,000. So we only have $945,000 to go.
Well, we have that golf tournament coming up. That'll help a little bit, right?
But we're putting together different activities and events and contacts, and we'll make it work.
Oh, sure. No, I have no doubt. I mean, come on. Look what you've done with no experience in nonprofits or healthcare. If anybody can do it, you can do it, Nick.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
And what we're going to do is we're going to have it for our facility. We're going to have areas for our facility, but we're also going to have a thrift shop, and
which is a great way to bring in the money.
Exactly.
On a continuous
because
basis.
We don't charge anybody for anything.
Right, exactly.
we exist based on the goodness of people and donations.
And that's a tough thing about doing a building fund, because you need money all the time for all the stuff you give away on a regular basis.
Exactly.
So, and you've got a hotline.
The 24/7 referral hotline, right?
Yeah.
English, Spanish, and Creole. Okay.
Yeah.
We receive around 2,000 calls a year for all different types of reasons.
Right.
Matter of fact, we received a call last night from a father wanting us to diagnose a medical situation for one of his children, and we told him we don't do that. So,
but you referred him.
We advised him to go to ER because it was a situation that he needed to make sure, they took care of.
Wow. Yeah. So, so tell me. Oh, let's talk about the golf tournament, because that's always so much fun.
We like that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's coming up on Friday,
May 17th.
17th.
Friday, May 17th. Our goal is to have 30 foursomes, which we had 28 foursomes last year. It's at the Red Tiger, and we're looking for sponsorships and so forth. And we have food trucks that go on the greens. And
That
so
go on the
forth.
greens,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That worked out well.
Yeah, excellent.
Last year, little rainy.
Little rainy last year, yeah.
We still had a great time. It was a little rainy.
But the Trump offered to,
Everybody got some
they
free golf.
They were able to free golf, right? They were able
Yeah.
to play, get free golf.
So they got to play a little bit of golf, and then they got to come back and play again.
Yeah, exactly. At their time, yeah.
So that was kind of a good thing.
Yeah, it was.
For the golfers anyway. Yeah. So, so it's a full day. Explain to us, for people who may want to sign up, because do you only sell foursomes, or can people sign up individually?
No, it has to be a foursome, really.
It has to be a foursome.
Yeah, it has to be
Okay.
a foursome. So, don't hold the players up and so forth.
Right.
We have a silent auction there as well. It's a very small one, maybe eight or nine items, very specific.
Kind of sports memorabilia type stuff.
Good stuff though. Really
high end.
High end stuff and all. And with the food trucks on the greens, everybody's happy with that. We have some contests also on the greens, and then at the very end, when everybody comes back, we have a dinner.
A dinner and awards.
Awards, right?
Yeah.
Awards, and we have what? Do you do?
Oh yeah. 50-50 raffle.
50-50
Because
raffle.
everybody knows I'm the raffle person.
She's the raffle queen.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
That's great. We appreciate that. Really.
Yeah. No, I love it. And we get a lot of the same people come back year after year, which is wonderful.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
So, do we have a hole-in-one prize?
We're not going to do that.
Not going to do that?
Yeah, we're
No.
not going to do that. It's not effective, and it's
No.
and so we decided not to do that.
Okay, but you have a game,
We have some games, right? We have some games along the
On
way.
different courses. You
Different
can play
courses
different games.
they play,
Yeah.
and everybody likes that, and you could see them
yeah.
playing, and
Oh yeah,
And
there's
then-
music. There's all kind of stuff going on.
then the other thing we do is we drive around in a cart with Christina Sullivan, who's a photographer. We drive around in the cart and we take photos of all of the foursomes. Their names and so forth, and then during the following week, we send them the pictures of their foursomes.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
They appreciate that.
So, and then you get the pictures for the ones that are on stage that win.
They get that too.
They get that too. Yeah. So that's fun. So we got. So what's up next?
What's up next?
Where?
Well, we're always looking for volunteers, okay?
Right.
To help us, all right? And volunteers can do a myriad of things. They can come to our office and help there, okay?
Right.
Or they can help us get the word out in the community. And also doing it through social media. Very, very important.
That's super important. You're right.
Super important.
Yeah.
And without that,
And we've got some flyers too, but you can go to your website, safehavenfornewborns.org.
.com.
That's the thing I always mess up.
And we did that because we wanted to make sure that everybody could participate, or we remember.
Remember it? Yeah.
Participate, yeah.
Yeah. So I always, every time I do it, I always think it's Oregon, and then I remember it's COM. So that's a little different.
And what we do every quarter, every 3 months, we isolate different organizations in the state to send materials to.
Mm-hmm.
Our materials, so they become more aware of what we're doing. If they're not aware, they become aware, and they can participate with us, so they know what's happening.
Right. Yeah.
We have a great partnership with all of the hospitals and all of the 24/7 staff fire stations in the state. They all have our signage outside their facility. Mm-hmm. We provide those signs to them, and we provide education to them as well. So they understand what to do and what not to do regarding Safe Haven babies and so forth, and we provide them with medical questionnaires in English, Spanish, and Creole.
Oh, really?
and we provide them with a card to give to the moms if they wish to fill it out, and we provide them with a card for the mom. Okay, basically says, now you've taken care of your baby, now take care of yourself.
Wow.
If you have any needs or questions, call our helpline.
Oh, that's
they get that card. So when they leave, they have that card. So there's always an avenue back to get help.
right. And now we have a video.
We do.
Yeah.
One of many videos,
so,
but this is.
If you want to play the video name right now for us.
Society is experiencing turbulent times, with changes that affect us all. Changes that reach deep into all areas of our lives and society. But the one thing that is clear and constant is a Safe Haven for Newborns' commitment to help expectant mothers and their newborns. Safe Haven for Newborns is capable of handling the expected volume of calls. As part of their commitment to the distressed girl or woman, help is just a phone call away. Safe Haven for Newborns' 24/7 confidential, multilingual helpline is always ready to receive the call and offer help.
Hospitals, fire and EMS stations proudly display the sign, a sign that designates them as a safe haven location, a place for a mother to bring a baby safely into a second chance at life. This has been a partnership for over 20 years strong with Safe Haven for Newborns.
A Safe Haven for Newborns provides aid to distraught women and girls with unplanned pregnancies and total anonymity by helping them connect with the services they may need at no cost to her. Thousands of women have been helped in their time of need.
The woman can surrender her baby within 7 days of birth, unharmed, to the paramedic, to the fireman, or to the hospital without fear of legal ramification or prosecution.
A Safe Haven for Newborns collaborates closely with private and public organizations statewide to bring an end to infant abandonment. To date, 366 newborns have been saved.
A Safe Haven for Newborns has been dedicated for over 20 years to the escalating crisis of infant abandonment by providing non-judgmental help and resources. I credit the success of a Safe Haven for Newborns to the support and dedication our statewide partners have given us. It is with their support that the program continues to grow and strengthen, saving lives, the mother and her newborn.
A great video.
I could tell you the little story of how how those plates came about.
Oh, tell me.
I was thinking 23 years ago, I was thinking we need to get the word out everywhere, okay? And how do we do that? Yes, you could do it through videos, and you could do billboards, and you can do it all, social media and everything. And then social media at the time wasn't the thing at that time. So I said, I'd like to place a sign outside of every fire station, every hospital in the state of Florida. But we would do the fire departments first, then the hospitals, I think, would come aboard. So I met two fire chiefs. And I said, this is my dream. And they said, well, talk to Joel Gordon. He can help you because he's a member of the Florida Fire Chiefs Association.
Right.
So I did. And Joel said, call Larry Scavoto, who's the executive director, and tell him that I told you to call. And he said, he'll probably tell you I'm a pain in the neck. And I said, and so when I called Larry, I repeated that. And Larry laughed. And I said, Larry, we want to do this. Can you help? And I said, are the signage basically different specs for different counties? And he said, it normally is, but we can make it to where it's the same specs for everybody.
Oh, okay.
Great. How would we get them distributed? He said, we have 7 vice presidents of the 7 regions in the state of Florida. We'll ask them to do it.
Okay.
So we provided the signs through Pride, which is a state prison. Okay, and we paid for the signs. At the time, they were $9 a sign. Now they're $42 a sign because they're metal. And we did that, and we started distributing them. And then the hospitals came aboard, and so now all of the 24/7 staff fire stations and all the hospitals have the signage outside their facilities.
It's a lot of money. Wow.
We didn't want any impediment of cost or anything.
And you're right.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because once you tell people, Safe Haven for Newborns, you go, do you remember the sign? And they do.
They do.
They do remember the sign. So it worked.
It worked.
So good for you.
Yeah, it worked.
So tell me, to pay for everything we're doing, the building fund, all that stuff, after the golf tournament, I know we've got 5K. What's coming up?
Well, after the golf tournament, we're going to have a telethon.
Oh, a telethon.
Telethon.
Oh, okay.
Telethon's very
That's a
effective.
new one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did that during the pandemic, and it was very,
Right.
very effective.
Yeah, yeah.
Very effective.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lauren Prestana from CBS4 was our moderator at that time, our
Oh, right.
MC at that time,
Yeah.
as she is for all of our galas.
And so how is the telethon going to work? Explain it.
Telethon will be twofold, basically. We'll have a silent auction at the same time, so
Okay.
people can participate with that.
And does it air someplace? How does it air?
It's going to air at the Accord Productions.
Oh, at Accord. Oh, they're so great. Oh my gosh.
They're wonderful, wonderful. I met Max 22 years ago.
Max Weiler.
Max Weiler. And,
Oh my God, he's
a wonderful
amazing.
human being.
Yes.
And we become very, very close friends. And they do many of what they do for us pro bono.
I know. They're.
And I
Good
don't ask
people.
them. I don't ask them.
I don't think you have to.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, their hearts are in it. Really.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
that's.
so we're
great.
going to have that. Next year, we're going to have a run walk. We didn't have it this year because it has to do a lot of planning.
Exactly.
Yeah, lots of planning, and we need to get somebody that's got the experience to be able to navigate us through the process. We used to do a walk by itself, but
Right.
we needed to really add the run.
Oh yeah,
portion.
I participate in a lot of those. The thing is, I think to get the runners, the people that will pay lots of money to be in a race, you have to have it. It has to be a timed race, and if you get somebody in the business that knows how to do those, then you have to pay money. But in the long run, you make a lot more.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and then you don't put that on your staff who are not familiar and don't know how to run one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not
So
going to be
it does
effective.
pay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it does pay.
Yeah. It does
So I know the chamber has one. I've been to a lot of the timed ones, and they get. I mean, I've been to races where they get people from outside the country.
Yeah, right. Right.
Just because. But I mean, you have such a big, a broad outreach for the state of Florida. It would make sense to me that it's just getting the word out to all over the state, and see who we can bring into the. It could be. Provide an economic impact for the county as well.
It could.
And if it does, then you can go after TDC money.
Yeah. That's
It's
true.
all, yeah, it's all
It all
matter.
works that way. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
The thing with the building fund is we have a separate way of raising money for that. That has nothing to do with our operation.
Okay, how are you doing that?
Yeah,
Explain that.
we have an individual
Mhm.
who has experience, who is heading that up with the context that she has, which is a lot of wealthy people,
Mhm.
and that's her mission, and that doesn't have anything to
And are
do
you
with our
going
operation.
after grants as well?
Well, we do for grants for our operation.
Oh, okay.
For our operation.
So you can't
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah,
muddy the
yeah. We
waters
want this person's specifically going to do
Specifically
this,
for
and that money
naming rights, that kind of stuff.
all of that stuff. Yeah.
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 And do you already have kind of plans? Do you know what you want to build?
Well,
A standalone building? Do you already have the land?
We have a rendition already.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you know where the land's going to be?
That's the key. We're looking for the land. So if we
That's
find
the expensive part, huh?
it is expensive, and it's there's not a lot available
No, it's
in very effective places. We're looking to do that, or if we find a building that pretty much suits our needs that we might be able to modify somewhat,
okay.
we'll do that as well.
Okay,
do that as well.
that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we're looking to, like I said before, we're looking to have the thrift shop, and we're looking to be able to rent out to either the small area, either to a one-person attorney or a small real estate firm.
Right. That it
For
just
revenue,
helps
yeah.
cover the cost
Yeah,
of maintenance and whatever.
all that, right.
Yeah. Because that's the thing. Once you have it, you're tax free. So that part's good.
Right.
But
That's good.
the part that's not good is maintenance.
Yeah, it is. So,
Yeah.
so we're encouraged by what people respond to us, and I personally never go ask anybody for money. I think if you touch somebody's heart, then they touch their pocketbook.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah. So how much do you think you have to raise?
A
For
million.
just $1 million?
Well,
That's just $1 million?
Well, that's to get us you know.
If somebody said, I'd like naming rights for a building, but you have to know how much the building's going to cost so you can charge them that.
Yeah, exactly.
And you do it for 10 years. You don't get it forever. You get it for 10 years, or you get it for 5 years.
Well, the thing is, we don't want any names about Safe Haven outside the building, because we don't want to attract anybody that doesn't have good thoughts.
Oh, I see.
In today's world, you need to.
You could still name the building.
Yeah, for somebody else, but
Exactly.
it doesn't have to say Safe Haven.
It wouldn't have to say
Right.
Safe Haven.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, good job. So you're not going to believe it. We are completely out of time. We went over as usual.
Okay.
But hey, anyway, so thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you.
I look forward to the golf tournament. And if you guys are golfers out there, it's a good time. I'm telling you. So again, thank you, South Florida PBS, for sponsoring our show. You guys are the best. Thank you, Janesse and Dolores and Annabelle and Victoria, everybody that we work with. You guys are terrific, and you do such a great resource in our community.
Yeah, it is. It's tremendous.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for the day.
All right. Until